Bandwagon Buffs, man. Hell of a game. 2 win for 500.
Bandwagon Buffs,
That's
brother.
right! Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. So there was lots of talk about the Heisman Trophy in the preseason. Here at TLP Sports Club, your guy, your man's Harry Billion. I talked about Heisman Trophy and I did tell you guys that Shedeur was in the running for the Heisman Trophy. You know, back in those days when nobody really wanted to pay attention to us and not listen to anything that we were saying. But now we got a little bit of street cred. So in this video, guys, let me tell you more about the Heisman Trophy. And for all of you newcomers, the TLP Sports Club, we are BWBs around here. We are bandwagon buffs for Coach Prime. We are definitely falling in love with our new team, or we have fallen in love with our new team. And we love the fact that there are so many new people that are here along with us. And for the most part, a lot of us do not know college football because we're here for Coach Prime. On this channel, I do a lot of videos that educates our base. I try to give my constituents, the BWBs, those who don't really know much about college football, I do a little bit of edutainment. You may have come for Coach Prime, but because of what we do here at TLP Sports Club, you can know and understand the game and you can enjoy the game a whole lot more. In this video, we're going to talk about the history of the Heisman Trophy. Before we get into the history of the Heisman Trophy, what are the requirements to win a Heisman Trophy? Let's go. The Heisman Memorial Trophy, usually known colloquially as the Heisman Trophy or the Heisman, is awarded annually to the most outstanding player in college football. Winners epitomize great ability combined with diligence, perseverance, and hard work. It is presented by the Heisman Trophy Trust in early December before the postseason bowl games. So now let's go ahead and dig into the history of the Heisman Trophy. The Heisman was really created to award the best player in college football. That's the simple reason why the Heisman Trophy was created. 1935, a trophy is born. Members of New York's downtown athletic club, known as the DAC, appoint a club trophy committee charged with conducting the presentation of the first award at the conclusion of the 1935 football season in the club's headquarters located at the southern end of Manhattan. Agitator alert! New York City, the best city in the world. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. December 1935, Berwinger makes history. The first award, initially named the DAC Trophy, is presented on December 9th, 1935 to Jay Berwinger, a triple threat cyclone and legendary one-man gang in the University of Chicago's backfield. A triple threat. A Travis Hunter, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, 1936, the trophy gets a new name. The award is renamed the Heisman Memorial Trophy following the death on October 3rd, 1936 of legendary football coach and DAC athletic director John W. Heisman. 1943, Niall Kinnick dies. Iowa's 1939 winner becomes the first Heisman recipient to pass away when his military plane crashes off the coast of South America. 1945, Junior Mint. Army fullback Felix Doc Blanchard becomes the first junior to win the Heisman. 1951, Ivy's last gasp. Princeton dynamic running back Dick Cashmere becomes the third and most recent Ivy League player to win the Heisman. 1956, the Golden Boy. Notre Dame's Paul Hornung becomes the only player to win the Heisman for a losing team. The Irish finished 2-8. Man, imagine if that 1-11 team would have had a Heisman Trophy winner. That would have been something, right? Sheesh. That would have been a story. The haters would have loved that story. 1961, Ernie Davis breaks barriers. The Syracuse running back becomes the first African-American to win the Heisman. Sadly, he dies of leukemia in 1963. That's 2 years later. 1962, score one for the West Coast. Oregon State quarterback Terry Baker wins the first Heisman from the West Coast. He also plays in the 1963 NCAA basketball Final Four, the only Heisman winner winner to do so. In 1963, the most recent Service Academy Heisman winner. Service Academy schools won 5 Heismans in the first 25 years of the trophy's history, but quarterback Roger Staubach of Navy is the last to do so. 1972, Johnny Rodgers becomes first wide receiver to win the Heisman. Johnny the Jet Rodgers electrifies college football on his way to winning Nebraska's first Heisman. Boo! Boo! Boo to Nebraska. Okay. Boo! Is that appropriate to boo because he's Nebraska and we don't like Nebraska at Colorado? Boo! Yay to him, but boo to Nebraska! This is edutainment, guys. This is edutainment from Harry B and TLP Sports Club, baby. Hit that subscribe button and get in the club. 1973, the Heisman dinner changes location. Previously held at the Downtown Athletic Club, the growing popularity of the Heisman dinner forces a move to the Grand Ballroom at the New York Hilton, New York City. New York City, get a rope. Y'all remember those commercials? It would stay there until 1986. 1975, two-time Archie. He a two-timer. Ohio State's Archie Griffin becomes the only two-time winner of the Heisman, winning the trophy in 1974 and 1975. Oh, if you guys want to know the source of this information, you can see it right at the top of your screen if you weren't paying attention. It is www.heisman.com. That's where I'm getting my information from. 1977, the year I was born. Hello, Agent Harry B. Harry the Billionaire. The Heisman makes its first TV debut. Of course, in 1977, the year I was born. Of course, that would be the year that the Heisman makes its TV debut, because that's when I was born. Harry B the Great. You heard what I'm saying? Harry B the Great. Holla at me. That sounds pretty nice. Harry B the Great. Gotta be careful, Harry B. You might want to trademark that. Somebody might try to steal that. Anyway, moving on. The president of the DAC and the Heisman Committee decided to present the award as part of an hour-long primetime television spectacular. The victor is announced at the dinner along with 6 other outstanding players meriting other special DAC awards. 1981, live from New York City. The greatest city in the world, okay? Holla at your boy. Your city ain't better than my city, boy. I tell you, boy, put your city on my city. We crush you 10 times over and then multiply you by 100. All right? USC's Marcus Allen is the first Heisman winner to have his announcement broadcast on live television, courtesy of ABC. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3, whoo. Do, re, mi, A, B, C, baby, you and me now. 1982, the first finalist. For the first time, finalists are invited to New York to take part in a live televised Heisman ceremony broadcast by ABC, of course. The Heisman finalists are Herschel Walker, John Elway, and Eric Dickerson, though Elway did not attend. 1984, the streak is broken. Boston College's Doug Flutie becomes the first quarterback since Pat Sullivan in 1971 to win the Heisman, breaking a string of 11 straight running back winners. That's what's up, Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie. Wait, if I remember, didn't Doug Flutie play for the Giants? My New York City, the best city in the world, Giants? I don't remember. Somebody let me know in the comments. Okay, having a lot of fun with my city hogging folks. You think your city's better? Holler at me in the comments. Your city can't touch my city by one needle. Okay, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? New York City. Get a rope. Anyway, 1996, Gator to Gator. Stop playing with me. Florida head coach Steve Spurrier becomes the first Heisman winner to coach another Heisman winner when Danny Werfel wins the award for the Gators. 1997, the throwback. Michigan cornerback Charles Woodson becomes the first primarily defensive player to win the Heisman, though his all-around brilliance as a three-way player helps capture the imagination of Heisman voters. Travis Hunter catching your imagination, guys? Huh? Huh? 2001, 9/11 changes everything. I was at UNC Greensboro in the dorm room of one of my CBs, my Christian brothers. His name was Terrence J. Not that Terrence J, another Terrence J. When this situation happened, we barely knew what was going on, and I've barely been to New York at that time, but so I didn't really know that much about New York. Our choir, our gospel choir, traveled to New York City to sing. It was a different experience. We watched it all on the TV and had no idea what was going on. It wasn't until later on we found out what was really going on. Do you remember, where were you when the whole 9/11 situation happened? Put that in the comments. All right, so following the tragic events of September 11, 2001, the Heisman presentation is moved to the New York Marriott Marquis in 2001. In 2002 and 2003, it moves to the Yale Club of NYC. In 2004, the announcement is held at the New York Hilton, and in the following year, 2005, the Heisman event is moved to the recently renovated Nokia Theater, now the PlayStation Theater, in the center of the Broadway Theater District in Times Square. I gotta learn how to start reading like a news reporter. Have that little voice and end everything either on the down or up. Now, back to you. Okay, back to you. I'm a filmmaker. I didn't study journalism, and I have no idea why they do that. 2006, the Heisman Trust is born. Following the closing of the Downtown Athletic Club in the aftermath of the 2001 terror attacks on Lower Manhattan, the Heisman moves to a charitable trust dedicated to promoting the causes of amateur athletics and underserved youth. Always trying to help the poor kids out. You understand what I'm saying? Always trying to help out the poor kids. 2007, online Heisman voting dominates. Like Coach Prime likes to do, dominate. The Heisman vote moves primarily to an online ballot. By 2009, all Heisman ballots are required to be submitted online, giving all voters a chance to hold their votes until the final regular season game has been played. 2007, super soft. Florida quarterback Tim Tebow becomes the first sophomore to win the Heisman. He is the first of 3 straight sophomores to win the award from 2007 to 2009. 2012, fantastic frosh. Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel becomes the first redshirt freshman to win the Heisman. He is followed as the Heisman winner the next season by Florida State redshirt freshman quarterback Jameis Winston. 2015, non-seniors reign supreme. Junior Alabama running back Derrick Henry becomes the 9th consecutive non-senior to win the Heisman. And for those of you who didn't see your favorite Heisman winner, maybe like a Desmond Howard won it in 1991, but this was a theme. If you didn't recognize that this was a theme going on, so it wasn't necessarily lining up the Heisman winners or the most celebrated Heisman Trophy winners. This was a theme. That is the history of the Heisman Trophy. Right now, USC's Caleb Williams is really tearing it up in that quarterback position. Listen, man, we love our Colorado Buffs, and I don't want nothing but all of them to win awards. Travis Hunter to get it, Shedeur Sanders to get it, but it looks like Caleb Williams is really doing a fantastic job. In order for Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders to really get the nod over Caleb Williams or any of the other quarterbacks, they're going to have to go in there and decisively handle business against those teams. And Shedeur is going to have to do his thing when he plays those teams. So it's really up for grabs for a couple of quarterbacks. And definitely we know that Travis Hunter is going to start putting points on the board. So far, his one touchdown was snatched away by a really bad call, what I consider a really bad call, because 2 players have to fight for the ball. They have to grab and try to tussle for the ball, and I don't see where exactly the tussle came from that took his dynamic touchdown that he scored away. So we're going to be watching for Shedeur, for Travis Hunter during the entire season, guys. We're going to be watching to see if they do get the Heisman Trophy nod. 2 HBCU players that nobody thought were going to be in the talks are now on the board as Heisman hopefuls. That is a great thing to see, and it does uplift historically Black colleges and universities. If you went to an HBCU like I did, I went to a PWI for undergrad, and then I went to an HBCU for grad. So I got both experiences. You don't necessarily see HBCUs on premier television where all the big boys make a lot of noise. So now the fact that HBCUs are now in that national conversation is really a great thing for HBCUs. I heard heard this on one of the TV shows that colleges are going to start asking, where do we get our Deion Sanders? How can we get our Deion Sanders? Coach Prime talked about this early on in the preseason, that he wanted to open doors for other coaches that looks like him. I believe the conversation should now start to happen where there's a lot of excellent black coaches that are out there, coaches of color, whether they're black or they're Hispanic or a coach of color that may get an opportunity now because now people want to know, hey, how can we get our Deion Sanders? Coach Prime now has 2 Heisman Trophy hopefuls. That's going to start the conversation for other kids that want to come to this program. Their town knows that they're dogs. They know that they're dogs, and their parents are going to start having conversations at the dinner table and say, hey, man, you might want to think about Coach Prime. I know that Georgia's great. I know that the Alabamas are great, and Tennessee's and the Texas teams, those teams are great. The SEC teams are great, but Coach Prime is on television every single day now. Sometimes you go through those big programs, they may want to sit you down for your first year. Coach Prime is looking for dogs who can play. Dylan Edwards is lining it up right now as a freshman, as a true freshman. He just came from high school, and he is on one of the biggest stages in sports right now. Every single television station is heading to Boulder this weekend for the Rocky Mountain Showdown. If you are a player, if you are a recruit, and you are listening to the sound of my voice, you have a great opportunity here in Coach Prime. You have a great opportunity here from the business side of things to be at Colorado, because that's where all the television stations are. That's where everybody's paying attention to. It's fun football there. Now that you know there's no clown show over here, now you know it's not a joke, and it's very serious over here. If you are a serious player, and I will repeat that, and I want to make sure that you get what I'm saying, serious players only here. This is a no-nonsense program. You got to be on your P's and Q's when you come to Coach Prime. You got to be disciplined when you come to Coach Prime. You can be the guy in your city. You can be the man in your city. You can be getting free McDonald's, free fast food, or whatever they give out in your city for being the man. When you come to Coach Prime, you got to be humble. You got to understand that it's about the program. It's not about you. It's about the system. You're going to get a lot of time to shine. You're going to get a lot of opportunity to shine, but first buy into the system, buy into what we're doing here, the process that we have here. Be respectful. Understand what we got going on here. You're not going to be no loose goose, and you can play here. I'm inviting every high school coach who's listening at the sound of my voice. If you have a dog, if you have somebody you were thinking about sending to the Georgias or the Alabamas or those big SEC programs, think about the business aspect of this college football thing. Yes, you will get television time at the big programs and they will talk about you, but think about how much airtime these kids are getting now at Colorado. Just think about it. How many of y'all know about the safeties at these big programs? How many of y'all know about some of the players that are not catching the ball every single time? We know about Trevor Woods. We know about Charlie Alfredo. We know about a lot of players that probably will not get any type of shine at other programs. You don't know some of these kids' names, but because you come here, there are TV stations, aka YouTube channels like TLP Sports Club, which is mine, that's going to put you on blast. Then you have the pregame show with Uncle Neely. Then you have the Well Love Media. You have the Darius's channel, which is Reach the People Media. You have Life in Football with Colin. Big Dog Chico is out there. You have Alpha American Sports. They do a great job. Her Ticket Sports, she does a great job as well. You have a lot of channels out here that's going to put you on blast. And I want you to please understand that this is the business side of the sport. It's the entertainment business. If you are a freshman coming in, just like Dylan Edwards is doing right now, you shine early, you can have an early exit. You go in 2 years or 3 years and all of a sudden you've been shining so much, you've been on TV so much, your stock rises every single game that you are shown. And if you do anything, you can have 2 or 3 yards, it's going to be shown on television. So that is my little pitch for high school coaches, for dogs that are out there that are players, to come over here to see you, to come to Coach Prime and give Coach Prime a shot so that we can build championship football teams and keep this thing fun. This is a fun journey. I'm enjoying it, guys. We are the happiest fan base there is in college football because we're not so grumpy. We bought into the system early. We trust Coach Prime. We're not sitting back trying to be realistic. I put up my air quotes. We're not trying to be realistic. A lot of people are so grumpy. They can't even enjoy college football like they usually would enjoy college football. Colorado is a fun football team to watch. They can't even enjoy that because they're sitting back and just can't wait till Colorado does something bad or can't wait for Colorado to fail. So they're not even enjoying the process. We've been enjoying the process from day one, and guess what? Our happiness is compounding by the winning. If we lose, we lose, but we're just enjoying this process all along, and they've been so grumpy they just can't see Coach Prime winning, and they've been on that position, and now their grumpiness, their heart is hardening because every time Coach Prime wins, it hardens their heart even more. They can't take it. They can't stand it. They can't can't even stand the sound of my voice. Who is this African guy? He's not even a real American. He's not even a real African American. They're so grumpy. They can't stand the sound of my voice. They just can't stand it. You're bashing in 2 wins. Oh, Nebraska sucked. Nebraska's not a good team. TCU was not a good team. You weren't saying that in the beginning. In preseason, TCU was supposed to crush us. We put up 45 points against them, and now they're a bad team. Nebraska was supposed to beat the brakes off of us. We beat them. Now they're a terrible team. Like, come on. Give it up, okay? Be realistic over there. Not over here. Be realistic over there. We're going to be happy, okay? Win, lose, or draw, we riding with Coach Prime. He's our guy. And I'm going to remind you guys that our guy is the guy that their guy is always talking about. I'll repeat that for some of you. Our guy is the guy that their guy is always talking about. But to God be the glory, man. You're always going to hear about Jesus Christ on this channel. Holla at your boy. Okay, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. I hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button to help this channel grow. That's all I do here. I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club.